Welcome to another episode of Pit Lane Parlay.
Welcome to a special edition of Pit Lane Parlay. My name is host Mike Jokum. Jess is joining me, and joining us to talk a little racetrack operations is President of Pocono Raceway, Ben May. Ben, thanks for joining Jess and I today. How are you?
Yeah, really well. Thank you. Appreciate you having me on to chat about race cars and racing. It's a fun business to be in.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for joining us as my home track. I'm excited that Indycar is there this weekend because I don't have a long drive or a long flight at 4 o'clock in the morning somewhere. So I'll dive right into it here. As the president of a racetrack, what are your main responsibilities first from a day-to-day level, and then second on a race weekend level?
Yeah, sure. So it varies, right? We have a very condensed schedule where obviously based on our geography, weather conditions, snow mainly is what I'm referring to here. We operate almost 2 different seasons. So from April 1st, snow willing, through Halloween, we operate as a normal racetrack. We have 34 road course configurations. We have a 2.5-mile triangle. We host the ARCA Menard Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, the Gander Outdoor Series, the Monster Energy Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series. So we have a lot of major events packed into a few months, which is actually the thrilling part of this job, right? That's what we love doing. We love putting on a show for folks. We love providing value and entertainment. We love keeping our ticket prices low, hosting our camping guests. We have our dog park, our inclusive playground. So that's the fun part of it, right? We love it. We love it. We love it. And then the other half of the year is our main business development time, or getting our ducks in a row. What new initiatives are we going to do? Are we going to have construction? Do we have any capital improvement taking place? So really almost a tale of 2 6-month periods. And so that's kind of our flow as we look at the main course of our business. And then as far as my job itself goes, my main focus here is the day-to-day. Our CEO, Nick Igdalski, and I sit across the hall from each other. Nick has a great racing background, a great racing mind, and a great business mind. So between the two of us, we have a nice balance between, capital improvements. He's Doc and Rose's, our founder's second oldest grandson. So, a firm eye on the legacy of what the family wants. And our job as employees of the Mattioli and Igdalski family is to deliver that vision and deliver for our fans. So I know a bit of a long and drawn out answer, but that's a bit of our overview here and how we operate as one of the last remaining family businesses and family owned racetracks that operate really major motorsports events.
I love it.
Sounds good. It sounds like you're busy year round.
Yeah, we stay busy.
Yeah, I mean, but busy is good, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So my question for you is going to be on race day this coming Sunday. What is your favorite part of the day?
So my favorite part of the day is twofold. I love when the gates open because there's that general excitement and enjoyment on people's faces where they've chosen to spend their hard-earned money with us. Some have saved for it. Some have just popped in for the day. Some just happen to possibly be in the area vacationing. This is a huge vacation and tourist community here in the Pocono Mountains. But the general, the smiles, the kids having a good time, the fathers and sons, the families, the buddies, the groups of girls that are here, whether it's bachelorette parties or bachelor parties, seeing that excitement on their face that they're coming through the gates to have fun. They've got their coolers in hand. That's awesome to me. And my second favorite part is always the opening laps of any race. IndyCar specifically, and NASCAR does it as well, where they're fanning 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide, coming down that front straight, diving into turn 1. Those are my 2 absolute favorite parts of race day at Pocono for any race we have.
That is super exciting. The opening laps, I always love to.
So jumping back into the business side of things, I know the Igdalski family has a pretty rich racing history, dating back to Open. What is your background in racing? How'd you get involved, and who were some of your favorite racers growing up? What series they were in?
Yeah, so funny story. I grew up in eastern North Carolina, Greenville, and had absolutely no clue about racing. So that's always a pretty funny statement, considering North Carolina tends to have a bit of a, historical racing acumen. So had no clue about it. Grew up a college basketball fan, this, that, and the other. Went into high school, and then I went to Elon College, and now Elon University in Central North Carolina, and ironically, Nick, our CEO, was my next door neighbor in the dorm freshman year. So I said, all right, what do you, where are you from? I'm from Philadelphia, this, that, and the other. Here's my dad's a psychologist. Nick's family's in the racing business. I'm like, yeah, okay, great, cool. And we just became friends and hung out in college. And so a couple of years into it, I was always fascinated by the North. So started coming up here and messing around with, helping them out with spreadsheets and event management and things of that nature. So got to know the family that way. So my first foray into picking a driver was Ricky Rudd. So that was my guy. And for two reasons. One, the cleanest car on the track was always kind of funny to me. And I remember my uncle, who's from Nashville, being a Darrell Waltrip fan. I just can have some vague memory of, the Tide hat being in his apartment and stuff like that. So that was kind of the way I picked it. Was okay. I think this is cool. It's a cool orange car. And wait, my uncle used to like DW. So that's kind of my story into racing. And I guess the rest is obviously history at this point, or part of history, headed down that path.
I like it.
All right. So for the fans who maybe haven't been to your facility, what do you guys offer that is unique that they should come and check out?
Yeah, for sure. Before I jump into that, I always feel like it's important for anybody who's never been to a race to understand there's a bit of a perception versus reality, and you two know exactly what I'm talking about here. What you see on TV is most certainly happening on some level, but the general feel, energy, and excitement of a racetrack, it's not captured on television. Whether you're in the infield with your RV or or you're just with your group of friends or family or the kids having a great day. So one thing I'll always try to talk people into is, if they have a preconceived, notion of what racing is, it's probably not right. So, grab your buddies and come on out and check this stuff out. I promise you'll come back after you come once. So when I look at Pocono specifically, we get back to that whole family friendly environment, and the fact that we have we're very flexible in the fact that if we want to do something, we'll just do it. We look at our infield and our camping guests. So in our infield, we have a dog park. And why do we have a dog park? Because one day we were like, well, we have a lot of space here, and we're asking people to bring their dogs, but we're saying there's a leash law, right, or a leash rule. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Dogs want to run, right? People want to have fun with their dogs. You can't leave your dog at home. So we built a dog park. And a lot of our thought process is that simple. We built a 5,000 square foot inclusive playground 2 years ago for the same reason. There's a lot of kids here. There's a lot of kids on bikes. They're looking for a good time. They don't always want to hang out with mom and dad. So we built a playground. We have an activities and welcome center that's new to us this year. And inside of that, we have sip and paints, wine tastings, yoga. We have crafts for the kids. And so we just continue to add value to the experience at Pocono. So the camping is one of the areas we've done a really nice job with. And when we look at our grandstand customers, the experience they have is very similar. We have a kids zone. This year we have a free carnival. So this is not just kiddie carnival rides, little choo-choo trains. This is the Gravitron. This is cool stuff that all ages like. So all that is free. Our display area is packed full of corporate displays, full of shopping, souvenir trailers. We had a fan stage this year full of driver appearances, huge big screen in our fan zone playing the races. And it's really just all part of us providing value for the ticket price. And we're really proud of the fact that our prices are inexpensive in our minds, and compared to our competition. We have kids 12 and under free. We're the first motorsports facility to offer that in reserve seating. So kids 12 and under free. 2 adults, tickets start at $45. So two adults can spend $90 on tickets, bring up to 4 kids with them. The parking is free, coolers are welcome, and that's a little bit of what we're extremely proud of is value and entertainment. So pricing is important to us, and we understand that folks have options, and we want to make our option as or more attractive than someone else's.
Well, it sounds like a great weekend to me.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good fun.
I have to say, I would ask my wife if I could bring the dog, up the dog park on Saturday, but I got rejected. I travel to every race. She likes to have the dog around, so she has somebody to hang out with. But that would be a lot of fun, and it's a really, really awesome facility. So great work there. I know you mentioned kids under 12 are free. One of the other, I don't know, maybe innovations is the weather policy, or if an event gets canceled, you can get a refund if you can't make the rescheduled date, which is pretty awesome because for those who don't know, it rains about every other day in the northeastern corner of Pennsylvania, or snows. How do you guys come up with that policy? Because it's pretty unheard of especially in the motorsports world.
In 2016, we had both of our Cup races and our IndyCar race postponed until Monday. So after that, our board kind of got together and they're like, we got to do something about this. We have to make a stand here. This is bad for it's bad for business, one, but also it's a shame. We always feel really, really bad and really guilty when something like that happens. Not that we can control it, but folks are excited to come to the racetrack. They love it, and it's just a letdown when that happens. So we look at our worry-free weather guarantee as a buy with confidence. And what's spectacular about it is it's not like the competition where if something happens, you can pick another race of your choosing. Obviously, we don't have that opportunity because we have one racetrack, but we simply will send you a check. So if you buy your tickets directly from PoconoRaceway.com and something happens where you can't make the rescheduled date, we just go through our system. We know what tickets are scanned, what tickets haven't been scanned, and give us 4 to 6, 7 weeks, and you'll get a check in your mailbox, no questions asked. There's no buy into this. This is not your typical travel or ticket insurance. This is something that's fully covered by us, and buy with confidence and our worry-free weather guarantee. So looking ahead to 2020 and our new world of NASCAR doubleheader, that'll remain in place. The kids 12 and under free will remain in place. And, I think as you've started to gather, if you didn't already, the pattern here is that we like to do right by people. And, one of our core values is do the right thing. And all these initiatives fall in that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So again, it sounds like you're extremely fan friendly, and that's amazing for all of the fans. Is there anything specific to the IndyCar weekend coming up that fans can look forward to, that maybe you haven't already mentioned, with the fan friendly atmosphere?
For sure. The one thing I always tell people about IndyCar, and you guys will probably agree with this as well, is the access is amazing, right? Access in motorsports is generally amazing all around. At the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, you're not getting on the field, you're not getting on the sidelines. That just doesn't happen, right? At motorsports events, fans, if specifically to Pocono for IndyCar this next weekend, so if you have purchase one of our paddock passes, you'll be able to go in the garage on race day. You'll be able to stand in the paddock, 5 feet watching them work on race cars. And then a couple hours later, that car is going to be doing 225 miles an hour on the track. For our NASCAR weekends, we have a pocket of time that we allow our paddock pass holders out onto the racetrack to sign the start finish line. Stuff like that is fairly unparalleled in sports. It just doesn't happen. And in NASCAR, it happens all the time, is embraced. Drivers are out there signing autographs. You don't see Tom Brady signing autographs before the Patriots game, right? If he's doing it, he's probably doing it for a small group of VIPs. But in our world, the drivers get it. And to me, it all goes back to the fact that our fans and motorsports enthusiasts understand how this business works, right? They understand that if their driver, if they want to see their driver on the track, then they need to support that team and that sponsor and that product or service, because that's what makes our world go around. And it's kind of neat to see, because it's not only just fandom, but just a clear understanding of how the business of racing works. So I always think that's really cool and something that's really different in the world of motorsports versus other stick and ball type sports.
Yeah,
I
great.
do love the access.
And boo Tom Brady.
I gotta use a better example. I guess I gotta use the Carson Wentz example here in the Northeast, but
no, that's quite okay. So I'll wrap it up with one last question here. Ben, thanks for joining us this morning. Hopefully the weekend from your end runs very smoothly and there's no hiccups. My last question actually isn't necessarily IndyCar related like we generally talk about, but the NASCAR doubleheader next weekend, next year. How did that come about from your point of view, from Pocono's end, and what are your thoughts on a doubleheader type weekend like that?
So NASCAR approached us, and as everybody knows, they're looking at retooling some of their scheduling, condensing the length of the schedule, and just mixing up a few things. Whether it's a future of more short tracks, more road courses. Who knows what that looks like going forward. But they approached us and said, "What do you think about running your 2 Cup races and all of your races back to back at the end of June?" And it took about 4 minutes. We were like, "We love it. We're in. Count us in." It's different. It's cool. It's another way we can, give true marquee bucket list status to the Tricky Triangle here and give race fans, casual, avid, in between or other, a bunch of racing, a bunch of really good racing, and a great show over 4 days at the end of June. So June 25th to the 28th are the 4 days that we'll run our ARCA Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and 2 Cup races. One, that's a beautiful time of the year in the Northeast. Kids are out of school. The weather is pretty mild. There's generally not humidity. So we love the date, and we just love the fact that there's going to be this much quality racing in a short period of time. I mean, from a fan standpoint, it's pretty easy to understand why it's attractive. We also think from a sponsorship standpoint, it's attractive to have this many eyeballs on a brand or multiple brands or products, in a short period of time. Of course, NBC is going to do a heck of a job of promoting the show as well. And NASCAR has been behind us with every initiative we want to do. The coolest thing I think that's happening, aside from the amount of racing and the amount of quality racing, is the inversion of the field. So the lead lap cars from Saturday's Cup race are going to be inverted for the starting order on Sunday. So it looks like the average is about 23 cars over the past few years. So that guy that finished, or gal that finished 23rd on Saturday is going to start first on Sunday. So it should make for a pretty wild start, dropping into turn 1 on the 28th of June in 2020.
That's pretty cool. I did not know that. So I kind of intrigued to see how that plays out. Anyway, Jess and I both thank you very much for some time this morning here. Look forward to at least I'll be at in the media center this weekend, so look forward to seeing all you guys. Best of luck this weekend and going forward with everything at the track, and we will talk to you soon.
I'm grateful for the time. You got it. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Again, that was Ben May, president of Pocono Raceway. Great guy to talk to there. Really, really good answers in a spur of the moment interview. So we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed a kind of different look at the racetrack side of things here. So Jess, go ahead and sign us off.
And guys, keep your lights